In the bustling streets of Porbandar, a coastal town in Gujarat, India, a child was born in 1869 who would one day change the course of an empire. His name was Mohandas Karamchand Gandhi, but the world would come to know him by another name, Mahatma, meaning great soul. As a young boy, Gandhi was shy, quiet, and deeply influenced by the values of truth, nonviolence, and spirituality taught by his devout Hindu family. He wasn't a brilliant student, but he was disciplined. At the age of 13, like many in his culture at the time, he was married in an arranged marriage to Kasturba. Seeking education and purpose, Gandhi traveled to London in 1888 to study law. It was there, amid the fog and tradition of Victorian England, that he began to shape his identity. He wore Western clothes, studied diligently, and even tried to fit in as an English gentleman. But deep inside, the roots of his Indian heritage never faded. After completing his studies, Gandhi returned to India. Yet, unable to find a solid footing in law, he accepted a position in South Africa, a land where he would find not just a job, but his calling. In South Africa, Gandhi experienced racism firsthand. Thrown off a train for refusing to move from a whites-only compartment, he realized that laws in society could humiliate and oppress people for something as simple as the color of their skin. That moment sparked a fire. Gandhi stayed in South Africa for over 2 decades, developing and testing the concept of Satyagraha, a philosophy of nonviolent resistance. He led campaigns against discriminatory laws, mobilized the Indian community, and slowly his fame grew. But India still called to him. In 1915, Gandhi returned to a country simmering under British rule. The British Raj had tightened its grip for nearly 2 centuries, extracting wealth and crushing dissent. Gandhi traveled across India, not from palaces but through dusty villages. He listened, he walked, he wore the clothes of the poor and learned their struggles. His weapon was not a sword, it was conscience. Gandhi believed that injustice could not survive in the face of mass, peaceful defiance. He led the non-cooperation movement, urging Indians to boycott British goods, schools, and courts. He spun his own cloth as a symbol of self-reliance. One of his most iconic acts came in 1930 when he walked 240 miles to the Arabian Sea to protest a British law that taxed salt. This salt march drew global attention. Thousands joined, and the world began to see the moral strength of India's independence movement. Gandhi was imprisoned multiple times, but each arrest only strengthened his influence. He was not perfect. He struggled with his own beliefs, made controversial decisions, and was sometimes criticized by his peers. But his commitment to nonviolence and his willingness to suffer for his ideals made him a symbol of resistance. Finally, after decades of struggle, India gained its independence in 1947. But the victory was bittersweet. The country was divided. India and Pakistan were born amid communal violence and loss. Gandhi, heartbroken by the bloodshed, worked tirelessly to bring peace. Just months later, on January 30th, 1948, Gandhi was shot by a Hindu nationalist who opposed his message of tolerance. The bullet silenced his voice, but not his message. Mahatma Gandhi's legacy lives on, not just in statues or textbooks, but in movements for civil rights, freedom, and peace across the world. Martin Luther King Jr., Nelson Mandela, and many others found inspiration in his life. Gandhi showed us that true power lies not in domination, but in dignity, that the human spirit, armed with truth and courage, can move empires. That is who Gandhi was. Thank you for listening to Explained Under 5 Minutes. If this episode helped you find a little more clarity, consider subscribing and sharing with someone who could use it too. Until next time, stay strong, stay present, and stay curious.